What's up, guys? Welcome to the Martyverse. Today we'll be talking about the Sipher roadmap and the team. I think these are two super solid fundamental things that I personally watch out for when it comes to like NFT projects, particularly NFT gaming projects. So I think Sipher has a super solid roadmap and team. So I'm here to share all the good stuff with you today. Let's dive in. Right. So on their website here, under About Us, you'll see sort of their vision and roadmap. So Vision is a community-driven game, a game that you and we want to play in blockchain technology knowledge. So this one is pretty big. They've mentioned this a bunch of times that they really developed this cipher game, game first, and then play to earn second. Obviously, everyone wants to earn, but if you put sort of your North Star as making a fun game, I think having that play to earn aspect will be sort of a cherry on top. So I'm really liking that sort of mindset that Cypher has put forward, right? So, all right, so checking out their roadmap here. So the first is already completed. So let's do a quick dive. So the Cypherian surge on September 2021, they launched the Cypher Inu characters, 10K characters. So those were sort of the first race. You could learn more about the different types of characters and the skills and perks in my video about Cypher characters. So feel free to check that out. Next up, we have the Cypherian Flash. So this is the next sort of race and 10K batch of characters, which is the Cypher Neku or the cats. Also, they introduced this spaceship loot sort of program and perks for all this Cypher Genesis holders. So I'll also be start talking more about the details about the different perks that Genesis holders has as well in a separate video. But basically, they introduced this. So the spaceship hasn't launched yet, but they sort of introduced the mechanics behind it as well. So moving on, continuing to sort of the end of October, they introduced the Neku. This website that we're seeing now is brand new. This was just launched this month. The minting mechanics, the different community programs. We have the guild master programs. We have the Nexus program that I'll also be talking about in a separate video because there's a lot of things that goes into it. They shared a lot behind the scenes of the game development. If you haven't seen already, check it out. It's really cool. They have the gameplay teaser on their YouTube channel, so it's really fun stuff. Upgrade of the Cypherian laboratory. This one I haven't seen yet, or haven't heard like sort of more details about this yet. And then moving on, so to end the year, November to December, they will be launching the Cypheria comic series. So the World of Cypheria comic series, introduction of the Cypher community program, and spaceship loot. So I probably hear this is when they'll start airdropping spaceship loot. So basically what it is spaceship parts that all the Genesis Cypher holders will get. They'll airdrop parts to your wallet, which you could then use to build spaceships that you could actually use in the game to travel around Cypheria. So it's really cool stuff. And also in terms of the World of Cypheria comic series, the only details I know for so far is that they'll release like a bi-weekly or something, bi-monthly, I'm not sure. Sorry. But it's like a Cypherian comic series, and they hinted that they were working with someone who was from like Marvel. So this, I'm expecting really cool things here as well. So I think this is also part of the perks of just being with the community and being a Cypher Genesis holder. So to start Q1 next year, 2022, they're launching the Cypherian Charge. So then they'll introduce the third race or character, which is the Cypher Boo or the Bull. So there's also 10K playable characters as NFTs. They did a little sneak peek of what the Buru will look like on the gameplay teaser. So make sure to check that out. Again, upgrade of the laboratory, continuing the World of Cypheria comic series. This is this last year super interesting to me. They're going to be releasing the PvE gameplay playable demo. So that's super cool. The PvE or player versus environment is going to be basically a dungeon adventure mode. So I talked about this in my Cypher gameplay video. And then they'll be launching there are two tokens, which is Sipher and Aether. So I'll share more details once I know about it. But basically, there's those two tokens, Sipher and Aether. And also to touch on the PVE gameplay playable demo, they did mention as well that all the holders of Ciphers right now are basically gonna be the beta testers of this game. So that's another cool perk that you'll get. And then moving forward, Q2 2022, there will be the Cypherian flight. So the Cypher Tori, the fourth confirmed race or character of the game, which are the birds. So Cypher Tori, 10,000 playable characters. The laboratory launch of the cloning feature. I talked about this in the Cypher gameplay video. Cypher Marketplace, where you could probably, moving away, you could probably like sell ciphers that you clone. You could probably sell materials and resources that you get in game as well here in the marketplace. So PvP gameplay demo, this one is super interesting. PvP gameplay demo is basically gonna be the MOBA gameplay that they will be introducing, 3v3 competitive casual fun MOBA game. And also the launch of the Cypherian Adventure Mode, the MVP or the minimum viable product of which will be a co-op dungeon game mode. So this will be launching first, the PVE, and then we'll also have the demo of the PvP, which is to follow. So that's super cool. And for June to September 2022, this Cypheria Land. So again, continuing this comic series, the launch of the ranked PVE leaderboard. That's cool. Introducing some competition to the dungeon mode. So reward the grinders. The launch of the crafting feature. Like I said, you'll be able to gather resources and different items within the game that you'll be able to craft, probably for like equipment or perks for your character. Launch of the PvE Guild Wars. I also talked about this in the Cypher gameplay video. Make sure to check that out. Launch of Cypherian Brawl MVP of the PvP, which is an online battle arena game mode. So super excited about this. I'm hyped, to say the least. And the release information on Cypheria Land. So there will be introducing the land aspect of it as well. So you'll be able to purchase land within Cypheria, and in terms of what that entails, we'll see once more info is released. So September to December 2022, regular release of new in-game NFT content, launch of Cypher PvP money prize tournament. So we're going into like esports mode now. Rewarding skilled players, and then launch of ranked PvP leaderboard, Cypher NFT protocol, and launch of Cypheria Land. And then 2023 and beyond, the Cypherian Worlds, regular release of new in-game NFT content, and launch of Cypherian Worlds. So I'm not sure what Cypherian Worlds will be. Probably some kind of Cypherian metaverse that will sort of be an umbrella for different Cypher Cypher modes or programs. So I'm looking forward to all of this as well. Just on this info that they released, I'm super bullish on it and super excited. And it actually, with the team that they have, it's actually super doable as well and realistic to the timeline that they set. Obviously, in the NFT and gaming world, any timeline could change or get delayed, but this seems super like doable and realistic based on the team that they have. So I also want to talk about their team here. So when it comes to like NFT gaming projects, one of the main factors is the team, right? So what you look for is if they're fully doxed or they're anon. Obviously, there's some successful anon NFT projects, but there's also been a lot of sort of scams and rug pulls that's happening in the NFT world with anon sort of founders and developers, right? But when it comes to Cypher, it doesn't get any fully doxed as this. Like, look at this team, this powerhouse team that they have here, and it all starts with Tin Nguyen, which is the world architect or their founder, right? So, just a little background on Tin. I actually attended the very first AMA that Cypher had, and it was Tin sort of introducing Cypher and his plans. And after hearing him talk about it, I could sort of already gauge, and my gut feeling was telling me that he's one of those people that like is a winner, and he has he not only has like on paper, he has the sort of resume that you'd be super bullish on, but he also backs it up with sort of his actions, being super engaged with the community in the Discord, weekly AMAs and fireside chats, engaging with the community on Twitter. It's super. All the signs are pointing to it being super bullish. So just a little background on Tin. Yeah, he sort of shares his story here on Twitter. He has a bunch of businesses. He literally has rubbed shoulders with former President Obama in his co-working space. And also, if you want to learn more about Tin, not just on Twitter, he also has his website here, which I'll link to the description, where he sort of shares his founder's perspective on his journey towards creating Sipher, and all other things, right? So right here, the beginning, why he's building Sipher, the recently super positive news with their funding, which I'll talk more about in a bit, and also a little background on Tin. Yeah, so he has a bunch of successful businesses already, which sort of gives you more sort of assurance as well that he actually has a reputation at stake here, with the success and the failure of Sipher. And this is obviously he wants to make this a success, and it makes me believe, from starting from the very top, the founder, going down to their team is very, very strong and super bullish on it, right? um and where is that? Yeah. So also, if you check out their team right here, just a quick info about the Sipher team. So they started in March 2021. They're fully funded, at least 24 months runway. And then they're already at like international team of 60 people and growing. 15 plus full-time on-site and remote positions are open. Their worldwide team. Founding team is based in Vietnam. And check out this awesome Sipher HQ. I'd love to visit this, or even be inside this, take a selfie inside Cypheria, IRL. So this is super, super cool. And they're hiring a bunch of, if you're interested, they're hiring a bunch of positions right now, actually. So it just shows you as well another bullish sign that they're, the funding that they got, they're using it to grow and scale correctly, right? And when it comes when regards to funding, that's the last thing I sort of wanted to cover in this video. You see here in their website, their backers, they just released this a few days ago, right here. Yeah, their backers right here. And I'll link to this article as well in the description. But basically, Sipher secured $6.8 million in seed round, with a bunch of super legit and like known VC and investors in the space. Ironton, led by Ironton Capital, Hashed, and Convoy Ventures. Some of these I haven't, I'm not really, I don't know much, but doing just quick research on these, you'll know like, all these companies have invested in other big projects, even just in the gaming space, like Axie and different games as well. So this is super, super bullish news. Again, another like solid fundamental benefit on why I'm personally bullish on Sipher. So yeah, so that's it for this video. Feel free to DYOR as well, and I'll see you in Cypheria.